two unbeaten super middleweight champions, each with their own unique fighting styles. But who will emerge as the undisputed king of the ring?
Benavidez' raw power outshine Andrade's impeccable skills, an exclusive preview of the epic showdown between David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade about that's sure to make waves in the boxing world.
The Mexican monster, David Benavidez, the absolute boxing powerhouse who's notched up 2 world championship titles without ever losing a match, and right now, he's all set to defend this interim WBC super middleweight title,
which he snagged back in May 2022 with a thunderous third-round technical knockout win against David Lemieux. His challenger, Demetrius "Boo Boo" Andrade, another unbeaten world champion in 2 different weight classes. Benavidez isn't just any boxer, he's got a jaw-dropping track record of 26 wins, and a whopping 23 of those came from knockouts. He's never been defeated, and he's absolutely on fire. He's got his sights set on beating Demetrius Andrade, not just to solidify his status as a star in the boxing world, but also to get one step closer to that highly coveted title shot. But this fight won't be a walk in the park for David Benavidez. He's squaring off against the tough southpaw Demetrius Andrade, who's got an impressive record of 32 wins with 19 of those ending in outs. Andrade's record is spotless, and he's known for giving top fighters for their money. Demetrius Andrade decided to move up to the super middleweight division, and had a bout against veteran Damon Nicholson in January 2023. But there's been a bit of a concern about Andrade's inactivity, as he's had just 1 fight in the last 23 months. On the other hand, David Benavidez has been in the ring 3 times during that same period. The Mexican monster, David Benavidez, who had previously held the WBC World Super Middleweight title, but had it taken away in August of 2020 because he couldn't make the weight for a title defense. Benavidez is really hungry for another shot at the world title, and there's an opportunity on the horizon, a chance to go up against boxing's biggest superstar, Canelo Alvarez. You can imagine the stakes are incredibly high. Benavidez taking on Demetrius Andrade is a pretty gutsy move. If he loses this fight, it could seriously mess up his chances of ever facing Canelo Alvarez, which is something he's been wanting for a very long time. Andrade is a skilled southpaw with some serious counterpunching abilities, and his style can be a headache for anyone. On the other hand, Benavidez is known for his aggressive crowd-pleasing approach, always looking to finish his opponents within the distance. The people putting their money on Benavidez and his size, power, and relentless punching will simply overpower Andrade, and being the bigger man naturally could play in his favor. But those backing Andrade see his skills, power, and ring smarts as setting him apart from Benavidez's previous opponents. But Benavidez could be counting on his stamina to keep the pressure on for the full 12 rounds. No matter who you favor, this fight is going to be a real clash of styles. Demetrius Andrade got this calculated yet unconventional way of fighting that's really going to test David Benavidez's tactical skills. They call him Boo Boo for a reason. His style is pretty unique to deal with Benavidez's aggressive walk-you-down approach. Andrade will have to switch things up, using his jab smartly, and staying nimble will be key for him. For Benavidez, it's all about bringing the heat. He loves putting the pressure on his opponents. One of his signature moves is catching them off guard while they're on to move. That's something he can use to his advantage against Andrade. But here's the twist: Andrade punches can be pretty wild and unpredictable. If one of those sneaks through and catches Benavidez off guard, it's going to be a real test of his reactions. At first, you might see both fighters going toe-to-toe in the center of the ring. But once Demetrius Andrade feels the power that David Benavidez packs, the tempo of the fight could shift. Right now, the buzz is all about both of these fighters squaring off in the ring. But if Andrade chooses to stand in front of Benavidez and slug it out, he might find it tough to match Benavidez's incredible work rate. We can't entirely be sure how Demetrius Andrade will handle this level of competition. The real challenge comes in the second half of the fight. Benavidez tends to turn up the intensity, hammering the body and unleashing combinations with fierce determination. He's a relentless fighter who just doesn't stop. The big question is whether Andrade can withstand all that pressure. For his sake, let's hope he can. Benavidez brings that intense aggressive power, while Andrade is all about slick boxing and solid defense the whole show. Depends on whether Benavidez can assert his dominance and land those heavy punches, or if Andrade can outsmart him and control the pace. Here's the game plan. Benavidez is likely to go full throttle from the first bell, using his power in aggression to try and overpower Andrade. On the flip side, Andrade will rely on his top-tier boxing skills to dodge Benavidez' punches and keep him frustrated, and it might go to distance because both of these fighters can take a hit. If Benavidez consistently lands those power punches, we might just see a knockout. But if Andrade keeps the tempo under control and avoids those heavy shots, he could secure a decision win based on points. But predicting the winner in the showdown is a real tough one. These guys are at the top of their game, and with both of them undefeated, it's set to be an intense and unpredictable matchup. That's one for the books. In Benavidez' recent bout against Caleb Plant, there were moments when he looked a bit vulnerable. Plant took control in the first half, outboxing Benavidez until Benavidez made a comeback in the second half of the fight. Plant's technical skills really gave Benavidez some issues, and Plant not run out of steam in the later rounds. The outcome could have gone the other way. This proves a valid concern about whether Benavidez might overtrain again. Can he handle Demetrius Andrade? Especially when you considered the tremendous effort he put into getting into shape for the Caleb Plant fight. He was in the best shape of his life, coming in at a challenging 166 pounds. After that bout, Benavidez looked like someone who might have pushed himself too hard. The reports of him doing grueling 15-round sparring sessions and back-to-back training camp, leaving him looking much thinner than when he dominated David Lemieux. Fighters with Benavidez' style and intense training routines sometimes hit a performance slump. We'll have to wait and see if he can regain his sharpness. The big concern is whether he can pull off a similarly effective training camp for his upcoming battle against Demetrius Andrade. Let's flip the script for a moment here. Hopefully, Andrade has a good look at the little details that Caleb used to succeed against David. This includes things like capitalizing on Benavidez' reduced power due to shedding weight, spotting openings in his defense, and exploiting his slower footwork and tentative jab. The main game plan for Andrade and his team would seem to revolve around targeting Benavidez' weakened power and energy, which is like the icing on a cake. Because Andrade typically kicks off his fights with a burst of energy, he's tricky and packs a punch. The ultimate outcome of this battle may very well hinge on how well Benavidez, who has clearly outgrown the super middleweight division, manages to make weight. If not, Andrade is in a prime position to exploit Benavidez, who might be fighting at only 50–70% capacity. Due to the weight cut, Benavidez is spot on when he says it's on me to do the homework. Getting that shot at Canelo Alvarez will indeed depend on how great of a job he does. But let's not forget that this battle is about recognition, respect, and the opportunity for greatness. So, who's your pick to win this unbeaten match fight? Share your predictions in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel Redmix TV for more boxing updates. Thanks for being part of this, and see you in next video.